I don't know. I put out a video complaining about the lack of storage on the PlayStation 5, and a few days later we get a story from Bloomberg and Takashi Mochizuki saying that Sony to open up PlayStation 5 for storage upgrades in the summer. And I hope it turns out to be the case, because if it does, that's really good news. But there's a little bit more to this story than just the headline. And I want to go through and read some of it and then try and unpack it, because it's quite an interesting story, and it does relate to some of the things I've already said in some previous videos as to why I think this might have taken a while to happen. And this is what it says here. It says Sony Corp is preparing to open its PlayStation 5 for internal storage upgrades this summer, lifting a bottleneck that prevents gamers from having more than a few marquee games on their consoles at one time, people briefed on the plan said. It then goes on to say, adding support for additional drives will be enabled with a firmware update that also unlocks higher cooling fan speeds to ensure the console doesn't overheat, the people said, asking not to be named because the plans are not yet public. And I think this is the pertinent part. Adding support for additional drives will be enabled with a firmware update that also unlocks higher cooling fan speeds. Because in my previous videos on this, I said that I thought one of the reasons we might not have seen these SSDs being ratified yet was because of problems with heat. And we've already heard from Sony that they can alter the fan speed to make it so that there's more cooling on the PlayStation 5. So this here looks like it might be confirming that. We're going to get a firmware update that will allow additional cooling. And Steve over at Gamers Nexus says there's quite a lot of headroom for the fan to be ramped up before it gets too noisy. But he also mentioned that the memory on the PlayStation 5 can ramp up to as much as 93 degrees C, which while he was keen to say that he couldn't, guarantee that it was going to cause problems for the PlayStation 5 in the long run, he did say that he thought it could be designed in a better way. So we've got a lot of heat already in the PlayStation 5. And then you're going to be adding these NVMe SSDs into the PlayStation 5, which is going to increase the heat yet again, because these things run bloody hot. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, we're going to see a couple of things happen here. We're going to see the fan speed ramp up, and we're going to see the PlayStation 5 get a lot hotter. And hopefully Sony will be able to look at the fan speeds and look at the heat and adjust the fan speeds so that we don't get any problems down the line with the PlayStation 5. But this is definitely something that's worth looking at and keeping an eye on. And I do think this is why it's taken a while, and why it is still taking some time yet for us to get these drives ratified. I think it is, looking at this now, and what we've seen previously about Sony saying that they can change the curve on the fan and whatnot. I think this does show that it's a heat issue, and I could be wrong there. But I wouldn't bet against me on that one. As I say, I'm only speculating, but given that it's already reaching 93 degrees C on the memory, I wouldn't want to be pushing it any further than that. And as I say, that would start to concern me if it got any higher than that. I don't like it being at 93 degrees C, but if it's going to go beyond that, then that would cause some problems, or at least could cause some problems. It goes on to say, the PlayStation 5 comes with custom solid-state drive with around 667 gig available for storage, apps, and media. At a time when the latest Call of Duty game needs 133 gig of installation space, and most major titles take up at least 40 gig each. And yeah, this is something I've been complaining about for a while now. The fact of the matter is that you're filling up your PlayStation 5 extremely quickly, and there is no way to expand that storage as it stands at the moment. So summer? When's that mean? June? July? August? And that's assuming they actually do manage to get these things working properly and they can avoid the heat. Because going back to what I've already said, I think this is a heat issue and I think they need to make sure they can overcome it before they ratify this. And I think Sony are being sensible maybe here. I don't know. They're certainly being cautious and I think they're right to be cautious because looking at those temperatures that Gamers Nexus recorded would worry me if I was going to be putting an SSD into the PlayStation 5. So yeah, we could be seeing that we're getting external storage or internal storage via NVMe drives later in the year, but we're also liable to be seeing that fan speed is going to ramp up, and fan speed ramping up could mean more noise. Now, personally, I'd rather have a little bit more noise and make sure the unit was kept cool. But we'll have to wait and see, as I say, what will happen there. It's an interesting one, but it does make you wonder if Sony couldn't have spent a little bit more time making sure that they kept the PlayStation 5 cool. Because if they'd done that, we might have seen these drives already. And I, for one, would have liked to have seen them already. But anyway, that's what I think. Quick one here. I just wanted to talk about this because, as I say, this is something that I have banged on about quite a bit. And I think it's an interesting development. And hopefully, as I keep saying, it will happen later on in the summer. But anyway, that's me done for now. I'm going to go and grab myself a cup of tea and I will speak to you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and all the rest of it. Bye.